The best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be.
Case on a deep drop, steps up in the pocket. He'll fire to the right side, caught by Diggs. Stay up! Oh my God! Oh my God! 30, no 10, touchdown! Are you kidding me? Miracle finish! It's a Minneapolis miracle!
But to be the man, you gotta beat the man.
Pitch is swinging a high fly into center field. Way back it goes. Deep it goes to dead center and gone. It was power against power, and Sano wins.
Personal foul. I'll pick this up. On number 99 of the defense, after he tackled the quarterback, he's giving them business down there at the 15-yard penalty.
This is what's great about sports. This is what the greatest thing about sports is. You play to win the games.
And the pass is caught by Moss. Touchdown. He is absolutely amazing.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, doesn't matter where you are. This is the North Star Sports Podcast, where we continue to be the semi-pro of sports talk. I'm Matt Geffre, alongside me, like always, the sports governor of Minnesota, Vince Wright.
What up?
And we are actually live today. Well, in person, not live.
Well, actually, we are coming to you from the Situation Room here at the Governor's Mansion.
It is phenomenal. Big weekend for you planned as well, too.
Second annual Rib Fest is
just
going
only
to be popping up. Can't wait. Geffre has decided to go play softball, but he will be at the Rib Fest 3, where we will continue on the fine tradition of drinking, eating smoked pork, and just having a good time.
I am jealous. I really wanted to be at your Rib Fest.
Yeah.
Justin's already given me enough shit how it is, and as you can tell, Justin's not here again. He's going for a winning streak or losing streak of not being here consecutive shows.
How dare he use those credentials that a real radio station gave him? Then how dare he go to Vikings training?
Yeah, without us, and I'm sitting outside waiting for something, and he doesn't even help me.
We're literally 10 minutes down the road. We can go crash the party.
We can. Big old black guy walk in and a skinnier white guy walk in.
They'd be like, hey, players this way.
Yeah, players this way.
Agents that way.
Yeah,
right?
agents that way. Former player walking in.
Yeah, but Justin, we do miss you as always. And yeah, I'm actually excited to see him because he's going to be coming over before the evening practice on Saturday. So I can't wait. I just can't wait.
You can't wait? Good.
We're coming.
So I love, since we're in person now, I love using my board, because when we're not in person and doing Skype, I really can't do it.
The infamous board of Geffre. I'll say this. It works much better in person, so we don't give him as much crap when we're actually in person and he's dropping his sound effects.
Shut up!
See, he can time it better.
I can time it. It's a lot easier to time it. Because there's like a second or a 2-second gap when we're talking.
And with the Skype, the interface, all that stuff too. So
it sucks, and it is what it is, though. No! We got some things to talk about. First off, August 1st, it is, tomorrow's August 1st, so it's July 31st, so that means it is the new hands-free device in all vehicles, but you can still have it open when you are using your maps. So that's nice.
Well, that's good. Not every car with the fancy dash has, like my car, I got a, 2016?
You got Bluetooth?
I got Bluetooth, but I actually need to look into this for the navigation. I still have to use my phone because they did something with their navigation, and I think it's actually on a SIM card that you have to go buy at the dealership.
No shit?
Yeah, there's a SIM card slot in my car somewhere. So I think you got to kind of download it that way. Don't ask, but
it's too technical for me.
Yeah. And then, for the texting, you're just going to have to pull over or
not.
Hey, we follow the laws here.
I'm saying like not text.
Or just not text.
That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Before I forget, thank you for listening on iTunes, SoundCloud, iHeartMedia, Spotify, TuneIn Radio app, Ironic Radio, IRN Network, and also on the Purple Radio Network, which is all things Vikings. Also, our sponsor is pickandshovelware.com. Get 20% off right now when you use that promo code NorthStar. Get 20% off right now when you use the promo code NorthStar at pickandshovelware.com. Oh, I almost forgot about that. I always forget about like our sponsors and stuff.
Oh yeah, just that little thing. Called
just that little thing. It literally sits right in my face. Like I got like post-it notes on my computer. I mean, not physical post-it notes, but post-it notes, electronic post-it notes on my computer, and I read everything off of there. And I see it every time that we do a show, and I get to like the first 2 paragraphs when we open, and I always forget about the last part.
Anyway, folks, Pick and Shovel, and actually they got a lot of new cool designs as well. So make sure you're checking out the website.
They got
drop that promo code because they got some really cool stuff, and I love all their kind of Kirby Pocket themed stuff.
They just got one Kepler, Max Kepler one.
Oh, nice.
They it's Wonder. It's a Wonder Boy on the bat, like the old
like Wonder Woman.
No, it was a movie, The Natural.
Oh, right.
There's Wonder Boy on it.
Yes.
So that's that's pretty sweet.
Well, we'll talk about him later. Cause,
we will. We'll talk about twins later on, and
doing the thing.
Yeah. So there's more stuff. I mean, like we've done in the past. Kind of like to start off with a lighter note.
Okay, so August 1st, so no text.
Yep.
Hands free, and that means completely from what they say. So when you're out there trying to check on these sports scores or your DraftKings or whatnot, make sure you better pull over or do it before you leave.
Facts.
Or after you arrive safely.
Yep. Don't get pulled over. I don't know what the fine's going to be. I assume it's pretty steep.
It's $50 the first time, and then it goes up to like $2 something if they catch you that second time.
Oh my God! Speaking of getting pulled over, of getting in trouble, I was almost home. Like I was literally coming down my road. You know how my road? It's kind of in St. Michael. It's kind of a little wormy. Right. So I have a headlight out in the car in the in the Kia.
Okay.
So, and I know it's been out for a while. I passed this cop. I saw him hit his brakes or tap his brakes. I was like, "Fuck." So I saw him whip around, and then at the same time, Cassie was turning in because we just finished softball. She would drop off somebody. We turned at the same time, but she cut in front of me. I was like, "Fuck." She cut in front of me. Then she doesn't have no idea that there's cops behind me. So she's kind of like, I'm like, move, go faster.
Right. Yeah, I want to shut this door quickly.
Yeah. So I just turned, like I'm just pulling in the parking lot. I hear it whoop whoop.
Right. Yeah.
I was like, shit.
Almost got there.
And I didn't get any.
Well, go buy a bulb, man.
I know. I need to get oil changed. I want them to do it all at the same time.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But yeah, get it done.
Yeah. So yeah, all he did is like just give me your license and stuff. And
did he give you a warning?
No, he didn't. He's like, all right. He's like, have a good day.
Okay.
He just checked in and left.
All right.
He just want to make sure. He's like, I got to make sure I don't have any warrants from the FBI on you. I was like,
of course.
Like, all right, whatever. That's cool.
No problem.
And he said like, well, just want to let you know in case like a trooper saw you, he'd be giving you more than that. I'm like, I'm all right with sheriffs and local cops. Highway cops is a different story. Not a fan of highway patrol people.
Just replace it. Don't give them the in.
Yeah.
And
he totally agrees. Like, I'm not a fan of highway cops either. We're on the same page.
Right.
So yeah. Anyways, we can still stay with the police. What happened to this? 65-year-old lady who got tased by a cop after refusing to sign an $80 ticket. And I had no idea that you're supposed to sign tickets in Oklahoma. I thought they just give it to you to say
me. Yes. Well, in some states you still got to sign for the ticket. It's not an admission to guilt, as I see in some of these cop shows. Mm-hmm. A lot of these too is just you have to sign to say, "Hey, I'll be in court."
Yeah.
To contest it or do whatever you're going to do with it. Funny, not funny. Just if you break the law, you got to do what the cop says.
Just do
it. She was, I didn't know. I thought she was on something. She was acting a little spacey there, but
it's all because of a broken taillight that she refused.
Exactly.
I mean, she even in the video she says that she even knows that she has it out.
Right, exactly.
And then officer like, well, just pay this ticket and stuff. He's like, I don't want to pay this. And then officers nicely.
I mean, who does, right?
Yeah, I totally get it. I don't want to pay for a ticket either, but I'm not going to be like, fuck this, I'm running. I'm going to drive off because that's not what you do.
Nope.
So, yeah, she took off. Cop chased her down in his squad vehicle, had her get out of the vehicle. She refused, and then a couple seconds later, she's like, I'll just sign it. And he's like, nope, too late. You're going to jail. And she got feisty and stuff. He said taser.
Well, I mean, you see it all the time. Live PD, cops,
which is awesome.
People. Yeah, great shows. I love Live PD.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
I mean, just being old and decrepit and stuck at home
old
on
man.
the weekends. Nothing better than Live PD. And also, and let me digress since we are talking
We
Live
do pretty
PD.
good at that.
If you're living in one of these counties that is always on Live PD, time to move. Time
to get out of here.
If you were living in Pascal County, Florida, whatever, Richardson County, South Carolina,
just get out south.
El Paso. I mean, they're all. I will say El Paso's got some very fetching.
Go on.
Female law enforcement officers.
Oh, do you know where the weight room is?
No.
I'm trying to show her where the weight room is. No? Okay, sorry. Scram, Tommy.
God, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to edit that one out. They got some very cute ladies down there. But yeah, I mean, if if your county is on this show every week, that's bad. You got to move.
Yeah, it's time. It's time to go.
But yeah, I love those shows. Haven't watched Cops in a long time, but Live PD is where it's at.
All right, so if you want to be depressed even more about not making enough money, be this kid. This kid won over $3 million over the weekend playing Fortnite. His name is Kyle Gersofters, and his name's Kyle.
Okay,
he's 16 years old.
Now, I'm definitely out of the Fortnite demographic.
Yep.
So I'll let you speak on it.
I suck at Fortnite. I can't play shit.
I know it's a video game. I know my daughter's probably downstairs playing it right now, or some version of it. But this is where we're at. They're giving out college scholarship now for video games. You see the drone league on ESPN, and they're showing video game, the Fortnite competitions.
Yep.
And this is just where we are in society now. So it seems weird, but hey, if you want to win, he won $3 million. I get it. I don't advocate dropping out of high school like this kid did.
Don't.
But there may have been a little more method to the madness here because he won $3 million.
I get it.
So he's about $2,990,000 ahead of us already.
That's fine.
So, I mean,
that's fine. He's 16 years old. Why the hell is he winning $3 million? You look at some of the guys in other sports.
Can't do that. Can't see. That's where we make the mistake right there. We can't look at this compared to other sports. It is a new thing. And look, I mean, we've seen the things. I see all these shows, and then 60 Minutes does stories on them. They're selling out the Staples Center for this stuff, and all these arenas around the country.
Yeah.
So I mean, we can't compare it to baseball, basketball, hockey, whatever it is. It's a different beast. It's a different thing.
It is.
And I mean, props to the kid. I hope he does something good with the money. Hope he gets the GED, but
hopefully
I ain't gonna be mad at you for $3 million.
He should just invested in something though.
Oh, totally.
So we're also gonna play a new thing called Shuffle Play for bumps for music. I'm gonna hit shuffle. Whatever song comes up is whatever comes up.
So we're starting with a little Hall & Oates.
Yeah, Hall & Oates. So when we come back, we'll talk some Vikings. We did get an interview. Justin got an interview for us.
Okay.
We got one of the Wilf brothers. He got an interview with Mike, and we'll talk with. It's a longer interview, so it'll be pretty quick. We'll talk Vikings for a little bit, and then we'll get into the Twin stuff as well too. So sit tight, come back, grab a drink if you want to. We'll be back in a little bit. You listen to the North Star Sports Podcast.
Girl, it's gonna go too far, 'cause it don't matter anyway. Don't you have some kind of a line that you keep open for emergencies or for celebrities? I'm both. I'm a celebrity in an emergency. Can you patch me through on that line, please?
This is the all-new North Star Sports Podcast. Okay, kind of the same half-ass show like always, just more after this.
Hey guys, this is Sports Gov Vince Wright from the great state of Minnesota, and I'm here to tell you guys about Pick and Shovelware. Go to pickandshovelware.com. You're going to get 20% off when you use the promo code NorthStar. Get 20% off right now when you use the promo code NorthStar. That's pickandshovelware.com.
Oh, jeepers. Why don't you like the North Star Sports Podcast on Facebook there, eh? It's better than Ludafisk, your tater tot hot dish, or your grandma's casserole there, eh?
Are you tired of your couches getting ruined?
Oh, Grandpa.
I made tinkles again.
If you've got old people cluttering up your home, why not send them to Musty Pines? We'll help bring back dignity, and we promise it will be the best 3 months of their lives. They'll enjoy bingo, complaining, mumbling incoherently, skinny dipping, and organ donation. And once a month, it's our famous Lucky Dip medication switching night. Musty Pines is located at a luxurious location overlooking Vice City's state-of-the-art sanitation facilities. You can still visit your old people, but now you have the comfort of knowing you don't have to. After they pass on to something better, guaranteed in 3 months or less, you can start enjoying their money. Finally, you can have quality family time again. Musty Pines. Now, you don't have to say goodbye. Drive-through service also available.
Hi, this is Dan Model, center fielder for the St. Paul Saints, and you're listening to North Star Sports Podcast.
What is up, everybody? Vince Wright, Sports Governor with Matt Geffre, Matty G. This is the North Star Sports Podcast, and we are back, and we're going to be talking a little Vikings. Cannot wait. Training camp now in full
Don't stop me now.
Of course, we're doing the shuffle thing here, and they give us one of the god-awful Queen songs.
White people.
No, it's just not a good song.
I like it. I think it's a good song. All right, well,
rest in peace, Freddie.
Yeah, rest in peace, and your teeth.
All right.
Let me switch over. Real quick. I gotta switch over because
what?
Because I gotta switch over to not Twin Stock.
Oh,
even better.
Hold on.
It's time for these boys to have some squad talk about your meanies horde of Vikings. Skull Vikes.
All right, and speaking of the Minnesota Vikings, we have a very interesting development now going into that third wide receiver battle. Laquan Treadwell, we've discussed Laquan ad nauseum here. Doesn't really seem to be moving up the ladder, so to speak. And now Chad Beebe, who seemed to be kind of everybody's favorite, Matt, was kind of slated in for that third receiver spot, it looked like. And now rumblings coming out of Eagan, Minnesota, that may not be the case as well. So all of a sudden now the battle for the third wide receiver in Vikings land is really kind of heating up over there at training camp.
What do you do? Do you try to find somebody? Just like, I'll roll the dice with it. We'll see what happens.
I think whoever it's going to be is already out there.
Okay.
And then probably should be. I mean, I get it's the third receiver, and I get that can be important.
Yeah.
Back when we had three deep, Jake Reed and Moss and Carter. And but I think the person's already out there. And if it's not BB, surprisingly, well, stay tuned.
Do you think that Jake Reed was an underrated player?
Oh, yeah.
For sure?
Yeah. Absolutely.
I think so as well, too.
And then apparently my wife has snuck in here.
And Angie's getting ready for the hands-free device. Yeah, she got her little handy thing.
Okay.
Ooh, 2 of them. Not 1, but 2.
Hey, can you keep it quiet over there?
Yeah, keep it quiet over there.
Please. Jeez. Welcome to my world. Anyway, but yeah, so you got the third receiver.
Yep.
Haven't heard much from the kicker, but I guess that's still
Dan Bailey's doing okay.
He's doing okay. I guess no news is good news from the kickers.
I guess he missed one. Okay, it was last week or Monday, where he missed one, and everybody had to run afterwards. So with everybody running, people thought that that the team was in trouble because he missed one, and he thought it was a discipline for everybody. But it just everybody's going to run regardless, no matter what. But it was a conditioning thing, no matter what. It was if he made it or not made it. So a lot of people freaked out about it and tweeted about it, and a couple players came after and said no, that was what we were going to do regardless. Mm-hmm. So people just make too much of it, just overthinking shit. Speaking of that, overthinking things, I posted a poll last weekend about Zimmer possibly being fired if he does not what you brought up last week. If Zimmer does not make the playoffs, would he get fired? And let me find the results. So far, the results. I think I put it out for a week. Right. So,
and also too, while you're looking at that, do you think the Vikings are going to go to 2 tight end sets a little bit more now with that they got Big Irv in there with Kyle?
Ooh.
I've been reading a lot about that, just kind of in the local Vikings blogosphere.
Yeah.
So just something, I guess, that we can keep an eye on here, especially in these preseason games.
Yeah.
I think it'd be very interesting.
It could be.
It's a different look. If you got 2 of these guys now that can block but yet come off the ball and do some catching, who knows?
Who knows? So here's so far with the poll, it ends in 3 days with 502 votes. Should Zimmer be fired if he does not make the playoffs? Again, it is early. We know some people lash back and saying it's early. Why are you guys all doing this already? Because I said it's early. We have nothing else to talk about.
Well, also, before you get to the results, it's not like we're the only ones saying this.
True.
I heard this on regular Vikings radio the past few days.
You need something to talk about.
But we're also to that point, though, Geffre, is, look, I mean, this is Mike's fifth
year, I think?
If it is, let's say, an 8-8.
Yeah.
Or something that's just really
where you shouldn't be.
Right. Then you're really going to have the chorus, hey, find that next.
Mm-hmm. I just don't want to be like who's the Bengals old coach? Marv Lewis?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be like that, where they just barely make it in to keep around.
Right, or they don't. And, don't even get me going on Marvin Lewis because, I take a special affinity being a black guy for the black head coach in the NFL because they just really don't get opportunities and all that stuff. But he had more than an opportunity. He had, 14, 15 years or something like that.
Comes a time.
And there comes a time, and you just got to go. But it wouldn't get to that point. You're not going to the Wilfs aren't going to keep him around just because he's a nice dude.
Yeah.
The Wilfs are about results. Look, the Wilfs have put a shitload of money into this now. Yeah. We're $1 billion organization.
Yep.
New headquarters, practice facilities. They're building a hotel out there.
Yep.
All kinds of stuff going on. You got the new stadium. They need results.
Yep.
And they need them now. And I'm hoping for an improved offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're going to be okay there, barring injuries. Of course, this is everything predicated on the injury bug.
Yeah,
but I think the offensive line situation should be better next year.
Mm-hmm.
I think it, obviously comes down to Cousins, and that third receiver. I think is going to be very interesting too.
I think so too. It has to be there, and something has to give this year. I mean, I said yes. I think he should be fired because it's just. Do something. I mean,
right.
I think he's a great coach. I really do.
Yeah.
I love his intensity. I love what he brings. But not everybody's gonna.
Well, and again, we're talking 8-8, 7-9, something like that. Nothing where hey, we went 12-4 and by some kind of percentage point thing or something we missed the playoff or something like that. We're talking a complete dive by the Minnesota Vikings.
Meltdown.
Exactly.
So I said yes. And with 102 votes, 69% say no, that he should not be fired.
Okay.
And the other 31% say yes.
I keep thinking I have a finger on the pulse, but I would have probably not said that.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Cool.
You've been wrong on your votes lately.
I have.
You were wrong last week. We'll talk about those votes as well, too, for the Twins. We'll talk about that.
Yes.
And I got hammered with that because people said about, like, we put Sano in there. DHs. Primary DHs. Yes, Sano will eventually be a DH, but not now. So, yeah, some people were pissed off about it. But that's a different story for a different day. Should we get into our interview?
Let's do that.
All right. So we have an interview with Mark Wilf, one of the owners of the Minnesota Vikings. Justin did a pretty good job.
Great job, Justin. Great job.
Oh, sorry, I forgot to turn you on.
There we go. Great job, Justin.
Yeah. It's him and a few other people, and they're all indoors, so don't worry about the wind this time. So we'll be all right. So here's Mark Wilf talking about what's going on at TCO and the Vikings and everything, the back side of it. So it's an interesting interview, and it's a little bit long, but when we come back, we'll go right to a break, and then we'll talk some Twins.
We're excited to have training camp rolling and getting going on the seasons shortly, and we love having the training camp open to our fans. We're very proud of that. We love our fans, and off to a good start so far. So,
what's the biggest thing that you learned in year one that you wanted to either adapt, change, or just kind of grow from after year one of training camp here?
There have been little tweaks about maybe autographs or helmet hikes or adding an arcade, things like that. I mean, we're just trying to do little tweaks wherever we can and make this a great experience for the fans. And being now in the Twin Cities, I think it was really well received last year, and we're continuing it this year. So we're proud of the fact we have 16 practices open to the public. I think that's something we want to continue, and this kind of state-of-the-art facility allows us to do it with the bleachers and the facilities we have here, and allows the fans to be able to be close to the action. At the same time, allows the players to be here at home where they can kind of focus on their work and doing their class work and doing the field work here. So it's been good all around.
How do you look at the policy where you kind of go online to get your tickets or whatever, but then the people who don't pay, there's no incentive to be a no-show, so maybe people are left out when other people are just...
Well, we've tweaked a few things here. You know. I think idea is to fill every seat we can, not just for to get a good excitement level going on here, but so I think we've cleaned up a lot of that from last year, where we might have had a lot of free tickets and some people didn't show and whatever. So now we have a lot more interaction with the fans, where we can react and they can react to make sure if there's a seat available, to be able to have an opportunity to get out of here.
Yeah, what did you do to make sure you will fill it up more, and that sort of thing, for people not showing up?
Well, we're allowing, even on the day of, sometimes if there's seats available, we're going to make them available. We'll publicize it. So if there are, we have a pretty good handle on terms of what seats are available, so we can react quickly to get the word out quickly to people. There are seats the morning of, and practices are in the afternoon typically. So we allow the fans to get an opportunity to get out here.
Do you ever think you might go back to like Mankato, where you just kind of show up and there's enough room for everybody, or think that?
I think right now, given the circumstance we have, we're pretty comfortable with where we're at right now.
I mentioned the number of open practices, and it seemed like a lot of teams around the league started to kind of go in the other direction this year. Why was it so important to you guys to keep the number kind of where it's been, or keep it on the higher
fans
side?
we have the best fans in the NFL. We want that excitement here. Listen, Viking Lakes is a great community. We want people to be part of it. We want people to be part of the practices. We know we're stewards of this franchise, and we're nothing without our fans. So we appreciate them. This is an opportunity for a lot of people that can't necessarily always maybe be at the stadium to be the experience. So this offers an opportunity. And I think we've even surveyed this. A lot of people that are coming here, they're from far away sometimes. There might be people that haven't been to the stadium. So it's another opportunity for them to touch and feel our team and the excitement of the year. So and it's also good for our players and our coaching staff. We have a night practice coming up this weekend. Opportunities for our players to be in kind of a more game-like environment. So all around, we like the idea of keeping the open practices.
See the construction going with the hotel and just everything that's kind of going on. Obviously, you had a plan going into this and what you want it to be, but how does that vision evolve as you get into this and learn things like you were just mentioning?
Well, I mean, our day job as real estate developers, we have some sense of it, but the idea is here we want to create a kind of a real true live, work, and play environment. So we're working hard on designing a residential component, some amenities that are going to be exciting so people can visit here and experience it. I think Omni is going to be a great partner for us on the hotel. We're halfway up, as you can see, so be another chance for fans to come in from maybe farther away, be able to make a stay of it here and go to the practices. So a lot of work left, a lot of land here left, a lot of work left, but we're excited about where it's going and we're pleased so far. So.
Do you have a lot of other owners and organizations maybe looking at, wow, we want something like this? Have you talked to a lot of them?
A little bit. I know some teams are doing just new facilities. I know the Panthers, others are doing new stuff. And whenever teams' ownerships are
an assistant coach, not every team has that, but what was the process like? Did Coach Zimmer come to you? Did Rick come to you? Of bringing him and his staff in?
I think it was a collaborative process, frankly. I mean, the day after the season ended, after the Chicago game, we sat down and started talking about, how starting to work on next year. So as Coach Zimmer and Rick discussing different candidates, different coaches, and what mixes, I know Coach Zimmer has a lot of respect for Coach Kubiak over the years. They've played against each other, and he's spoken about it. So, and he's just such a great presence in the building with his experience and his winning experience as well. But I can tell you those offensive rooms, there's a lot of collaboration. Coach Stefanski's, Kevin's going to be doing a great job as a coordinator. So it kind of came out as it was a process. A lot of names come up, a lot of discussions happen, and I think we landed in a really good spot, and it's proven through the off season, through the OTAs and the mini camp, and now into the training camp that they're working well together.
Where are things at in the process of trying to replace Kevin Warren?
Well, Kevin really has been with us from day one since we really started looking at purchasing the team almost 15 years ago, and he'll be sorely missed. He's a tremendous inspirational leader. He really has elevated our franchise, not just in the community, but across sports and across business. I mean, implementing some of the goals in terms of fan experience with our stadium and our headquarters, being part of the community, the partnerships we've developed. He's really elevated our franchise. We speak a lot about the football side, but just overall in terms of what we represent, try to be an inclusive environment here, whether it's minority or gender or all the types of things we reach out to the community on. Kevin's been a leader on it. He's a dear part of our family and organization here, and will be a Viking forever. But I know the Big Ten is going to have a tremendous commissioner in Kevin. He's a great, not just a sports leader, but a great human being. And I think he's the kind of executive that really makes a difference, and someone a lot of people in the business community can really emulate and aspire to be.
As you look to hire a new COO.
Yeah, that is the plan. We're in the process of doing that, and I can tell you it's an extensive process, and we're being thorough about it. But I'll have more to update here in the coming weeks, and hopefully have something in place relatively shortly.
Well, in that position, would you ever want whoever is that position have any kind of say on football matters, or is it strictly a business job?
Listen, it's certainly primarily a business side, but someone like Kevin, for instance, has been a trusted advisor on a host of issues, and if there's something that is seen right or wrong on a football side, it's something to be discussed. But it's primarily the business leadership role.
Is that search kind of focused on internal candidates, or are you looking at external people as well?
It has been a combination of both. We have a tremendous executive team on the ground here, and we're going to just look to get the best candidate here that can help us move forward as an organization and a franchise. So, and really represent to make sure the Vikings represent this community and our fan base with a lot of first class and integrity.
How do you view the 18-game conversation?
Well, I know there's been a lot of back and forth on it. I know that's a discussion that'll be happening between ownership and players, and I know we're looking to grow the game. At the same time, we want to be mindful of players and their health and safety, so we'll see how that evolves. And I think the overriding goal is to make sure those two things are balanced, the fan experience as well as the player health and safety. So,
Mark, could you imagine Kevin being an NFL commissioner at some point?
I think Kevin could be, and like I said, Kevin is an outstanding individual. Someone we're very proud that he's led our organization over these years, and the sky's the limit as far as Kevin Warren's concerned from my personal perspective. A great deal of respect and admiration from our family, our ownership, and we know, like I said, the Big Ten will have a great commissioner in Kevin Warren, and he's just an outstanding, not just sports executive, but a human being.
What's your confidence level in Kirk going into year two, and kind of what you learned about him in the year plus you've had him?
I think Kirk's been great from day one. His enthusiasm, his passion for the sport, great in the locker room, great in the community. So from our ownership perspective, again, it's not just one person. We've got a great team around Kirk, and it'll take all 53 for us to get to where we want to go. And I do think that the new changes in the offense and the improvements in the offensive line and other parts of the team, I give Rick and the personnel department a lot of credit for bringing some strong talent here. So we feel good about the direction of the team, and we're optimistic and confident.
Okay. What were your thoughts on expanding replay to include pass interference?
Well, it's not a exact science. It's but I do admire the fact that we're trying to get the game to get the calls right. We'll see how this works through the preseason games and how the interpretations come out. I know it's going to be fine-tuned even between now and the start of the season here. So I know there's a committee working on it, and we got to get the calls right. I mean, we have to make sure there's integrity to the game, and it's not an easy art here to get it right. But I know they're working hard on it. So we're supportive of the efforts to try to get it right.
Okay. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Right.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be right back to the North Star Sports Podcast. Vince Wright, the sports governor of Minnesota, and Matty G. Keep it tuned here.
There's nowhere to go. Oh no, you made your choice. Now it's up to me.
You're listening to North Star Sports Podcast. Make sure and like us on Facebook. More after this.
Wow. She's a beauty, ain't she? Yeah. What kind of gun is this? That's a tranquilizer gun. If any of these little fuckers decide to freak out on the kids, I get to take them down. Ain't that right, Mother? Oh, what? That's what I thought. Shut up. Hey, be careful with that. That's the most powerful tranq gun on the market. Huh. Got her in Mexico. Cool. Yeah, it is cool. They say it can puncture the skin of a rhino from 100... Ow! Oh! Oh! Yes! That's awesome! What? You just took one in the jugular, man! Whoa! Yes! Oh my god! Oh my god, I did! Is this bad?
Is this bad?
You should pull that out. That shit is not cool. Wait. Pull what out? The dart, man. Got a fucking dart in your neck. You're crazy, man. You're crazy. I like you. But you're crazy. I feel tired.
Oh, jeepers. Why don't you like the North Star Sports Podcast on Facebook there, eh? It's better than lutefisk, a tater tot hot dish, or your grandma's casserole there, eh?
Hi, this is Dan Model, center fielder for the St. Paul Saints, and you're listening to North Star Sports Podcast.
Not named for the sports team that left for Dallas.
Go for a goal, North Stars. Go for a goal.
This is the North Star Sports Podcast.
What up, everybody? Vince Wright. What up, everyone? Vince Wright, Sports Governor, back with Prince. All right, the Purple Man, rest in peace, a Minnesota legend. And speaking of Minnesota legends, possible future Minnesota legends, the Minnesota Twins.
Yeah, here, let me find some. We get a Twins bomb. This is what happens. We have two different devices. You have to unplug one,
so
plug
while
one out.
he's plugging in, I got to kind of fill that time.
Yeah, you fill that time.
Miguel Sano, Max Kepler, looking good.
Oh, prepare yourselves. The boys are going to talk about the Twinkies.
We're gonna win, Twins. We're gonna score. We're gonna win, Twins. Watch that baseball soar. Knock out a home run. Shout a hit for me. Cheer for the Minnesota Twins today.
All right, Minnesota Twins. Recapping against the Yankees. Very exciting games, but they did drop, 2 of 3. Then they come back, they hit the road, Miami. Last night's game, I thought was a very good win for them because, we're so used to boombas and bombas or whatever, sticks and this and that. For them to come out with a 2-1 win, our middle reliever pitching against his team that he was just with last Friday.
Yep.
I thought it was very, very good. There's a lot of kind of other stories going on there because of that trade situation. But, not all wins are going to be 8-1, 12-2, whatever. So it was just very good to see the Twins hold on for a 2-1 win. Yep. And, I get it. People are upset. It's the Marlins. People are, you should steamroll them. But, again, baseball's a long season. You're not going to win every game. And, with Cleveland losing as well,
yes,
which is a big one.
And they lost one of their best pitchers. He had a meltdown, too, which is even better.
Meltdown, craziness, and, down there in Cincy, and then Puig, and he's
I hope he starts a fight with us.
Well, here's the thing: the guy was traded, and he's still on the field like half hour later. I know a lot. I know that's kind of coming to light now after this big brawl. But let's just get back to the Twins here, because like most fans, as me and Matt were talking here in the Situation Room before the show, not happy that the Twins basically didn't really make a move. Now, we are not privy to all the behind-the-scenes stuff, obviously, but a little disappointing. So what we have now is what we have.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, is that team good enough to make a deep run in the playoffs? Not make the playoffs, a deep run, a meaningful run in the playoffs.
Well, they didn't make any splash in trades besides one.
Right.
They picked up Sergio Romo, who has kind of been a traveler as of late. He hasn't really been. I think he was out for the league for a year, maybe.
But he's so nice.
Oh my God, he's the nicest dude ever.
There's that Minnesota thing again. Now
he's gonna fit well.
Oh my! The love the dude got after last night's game, great. I mean, I love it, but it was just you could kind of see it building.
Yeah,
just that kind of goofy. Adulation that the Minnesota media kind of gets going with every once in a while here, but I digress. Let's keep it focused here. Not a lot happening in Twinsville, Matt. So
Nope.
How do you think the fan base is going to react?
Well,
I know they're pissed off.
They are. They did make moves. Nothing that was headline worthy, but here's other moves that I see on CBS Sports. The first one that they got somebody right at 3:00. It was the Brewers sending a pitcher, Marcus DeBlane. I don't know. I can't read it anyways. He was sent to Minnesota after being designated for assignment by the Brewers. Earlier this week, the 22-year-old righty is considered to be a fringe prospect. That does not look good for us.
No, that does not look good.
He struggled in Double-A for a while. His ERA is a 4.79. That's not good. Damn it.
Well, here's the thing with players like this in these situations. Don't worry about the stats. All we can really hope for is that a change of scenery kind of ignites something in the young man. So we'll see. I mean, it's probably nothing that'll ever work out, but you never know.
And then Twins got Sam Dyson from the Giants for cash, which getting traded for cash can be like any amount.
I was just waiting for the crickets to come out the soundboard. That's all.
Well, my hands are full with something else. I'm trying to read this story. But you could be traded for anything.
Oh, yeah.
I've been traded for a rosin bag and an old bat when I played amateur ball down in Sioux Falls.
Okay.
You could be traded for anything. So Dyson has is a rock solid season so far for the Giants. 2.47 ERA. His WHIP is 0.90, pretty good. Strikeouts to balls. He has more. He has 47 strikeouts and 7 balls, and 51 innings. So not bad. It's a good setup role. With more likely he's going to be. I think he's a righty. Is he a righty? Because I know any other righty.
Well,
or lefty, one of the two. I don't know.
Because that bullpen in the Yankee series.
I know.
Garbage.
Good 1-1. I'm surprised we even won a game.
Exactly. So, well, I mean, there's really not a lot to say, Twins fans, because there just wasn't anything really happening. So this is the team we're going to have to get behind now.
True.
And just hope for the best and hope that relieving staff can come around a little bit better than they have the first kind of year plus month, or excuse me, half the season plus a month or so. And, I think the offense has struggled a couple times. There's been times where, they get some runners on base and stall out. Hopefully that can get rectified a little bit more, as I think they're going to have to just kind of score some more runs. And also the Yankees, I mean, that's just in your head again, man, because
every time.
I went to the first game, the Monday night game, and we came out of there with the victory. And, everybody, 5 home runs, everybody's living, on the clouds.
Yeah, we're doing
We're
good.
finally exercising these Yankee demons.
Yep.
And then, although those obviously, the second game, phenomenal. I mean, just entertainment value, but we lost, and then we lost that third game. So I think our record is like 36 and like 90 something.
Sound ridiculous.
Over the past few years, battling that team, and until you do it, you got to, we may very well, if we do make the playoffs, be playing the Yankees
probably
in some
Yankees
type of role.
It's Yankees or Houston or maybe even Oakland. I think Oakland's a really good team too.
I like our chances against Oakland, but we just got to get these Yankee demons out of here, man.
Yeah. All right, so let's skip on the Twins. I mean, we talked enough, but there was one thing that happened yesterday, and it was pretty interesting.
The boys are going to talk about the Minnesota Mild now.
So the Wild, they fired their GM after a little bit over 1 year. Paul Fenton was fired yesterday, and I think a lot of people are okay with this.
Yeah, I think so. I don't really know the ins and outs of this guy in particular. Craig Leopold just kind of said, basically just didn't work out.
Yeah, I mean he sugarcoated it.
Of course, and that's what owners do for the most part. But I also think that he realizes that his franchise is in a very interesting time. How much longer do the fans keep showing up? And I get the love for hockey in Minnesota and all that stuff, but you shell out, you do the right thing. I mean, they paid big for obviously Parisi and Suter and a couple other players, and it just seems to stall every year in one way, shape, or form. So if this is the shakeup that can start something, God bless them.
Yeah.
But when you're in a division with Nashville and obviously the Hawks and the Blues, I mean, just only
really
Stanley, just happened to be the
Nashville
Stanley Cup champions. I mean,
it happens every year.
Yeah, and I think he saw maybe this as a good preventative measure. Like, look here, like I just said, we got some stellar organizations in this division.
Yep.
We got to kind of make sure we're keeping up and things like that. So it is going to be very interesting here. We're, tomorrow is August, September, along with basketball and football. Here comes hockey. And what are you looking for this year with the Wild? I mean, not that you don't have to get the big, description, but I mean,
I don't know. It's right now. It's too early. I'm just getting into football mode.
Yeah, well, of course.
So
I get it.
So Wild, I'm not really thinking about. Just do something.
Well,
show me something.
I think it's going to have to be either the last year for Suter or Parisi.
Maybe.
Let's just say this thing goes the way last season, the last couple seasons have. Or they don't, they don't make the playoffs. They look very bad doing it.
Yeah, well, Spurgeon, they're trying to keep Spurgeon because Spurgeon was kind of on the fence. He's in his last year.
And how old is Parisi, by the way?
30-something. Hey Siri, how old is? Oh shit, I don't know. That did not work.
Well, he's looking at Zach Parisi's age.
Oh, it's not working for me. You stupid goddamn iPhones.
Nah, let's see here.
Trying to be cool about it.
Oh, I got it.
Okay, how old is he? I think he's in his 30s.
Zach. Oh, I thought there we go, Wikipedia. He was born in 84.
So he's
35. Yeah, I mean, getting up there.
Because I'll be 33 next Tuesday on the 6th of August, otherwise known as the day they dropped the bomb in Japan, depending on what time zone you're in.
There you go.
That's what I would like to tell people.
And I'm just assuming that Suter is close to that age as well.
I think he's pretty close, about the same age.
So, yeah, I just think in the next this is going to be real interesting because either the Wild figure it out, make a little playoff run, see what happens there, or if you scoot in and get kicked out the first round or you miss it again, one of those two guys is gone for sure.
And then, Koivu's at the end, and someone else at the end of their career too. Right. So it just, I don't know. I'm trying not to think about the Wild too much. It's like I said, football's here, so that's more what I'm thinking about. Mm-hmm. So that's what my brain's all into.
That's what I'm into as well. Do something, Kirk Cousins.
Do something. Show me something. Line, protect. Please protect.
That too.
Do you see that Harrison Smith got snubbed on his 100 players on the NFL?
Got to come back strong.
He had 80-something.
I know.
He got snubbed. That's ridiculous.
Don't even worry about that stuff. But that's just an old man being old school.
The old man.
I don't deal
with
that.
Look out the window like, slow down, kids.
Stay off of my yacht.
Let's end today's show with the final word. What's your final word for today?
I would say pick and shovel.
Pick and shovel. All one word.
All one word. Make sure you guys go there. 20% off. Make sure you're using our proper code, which is North Star, by the way.
Yep.
Great stuff. If you're a Minnesota sports fan, you're looking for something different with very, very cool designs.
Yeah.
This is it. This is what's going to get people going, hey, where did you get that T-shirt? Where can I get one?
Facts.
Pickandshovel.com.
My final word today would be in person.
We're here in person. Yeah, exactly.
It's nice. It's so much better being in person.
It is. I mean, beautiful day.
Yeah, I didn't have to fight any traffic.
Well, you got to go home still.
Well,
That's
I
the
do.
issue.
I'm gonna probably take 10 home because it's probably better than trying to fight through all 94. Because on the way here from St. Michael to Woodbury, not too much traffic.
Right.
It was also about 2 or 3 o'clock too, but that helped out.
Exactly.
But now I'm gonna go home and it's be like
now we're getting into rush hour.
Take my time.
But I do thank Matt for jumping in the motorcade and heading on over to the Govs Mansion for this edition.
It's pretty nice. I got picked up by your people.
Yes, exactly.
It's nice.
Also, check us out, North Star Sports Podcast on Twitter at, what is it, NSP?
NSP
Podcast.
Yes. What are you doing? There's something that you're doing too. You're writing.
I'm writing. Look for my first article. Literally any moment. I guess I'm the one that has to pop it up there on the Purple PTSD site, purpleptsd.com, affiliated with VikingsTerritory.com, of which this show is one of their featured podcasts. So
we are pretty cool, I guess.
Yes. Shout out to Joe and all the gang over there. And again, Justin, we miss you, man. This
Come
is
back.
just weird without you. But we understand.
We understand. You're doing stuff.
Yes.
Okay.
Big time stuff.
All right, well, that's going to do it for us. Thanks to the writers, producers, on-site engineer, as known as both of us. In the words of Red Green, keep your stick on the ice. And this has been a Geffre production. We'll see you later. Bye.
Peace.
Bye. Have a good weekend.
You like that? You like that? Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, Minnesota!
We'll probably sit around and cook some soups and eat bread and desserts and just get all fat and sassy.
Nice.
That was
I like
good.
this. This is fun.
This is fun. This was fun.
Good, wholesome fun.
I really like that. Yep, me too. Are we in the right theater?